So, ladies and gentlemen, we're on Facebook Live. This is Grandmaster Jerry Fastly Fontanez, and I apologize because today I'm getting creative. Why? Because I can, okay? Artistry is creativity, and I want to switch things up. So when it's all said and done, Wazir L literally is one of the students of the legendary, rest in peace, Asatita, little K.A., Kevin Thompson, Kevin Brown, Eighth Wonder. Man, my man, this whole crew from Jersey got a whole bunch of names. Without further ado, sir, how you feeling today?
Feel fine, feel great, stay in shape, don't gain too much weight. That's what we always
say.
Hip
hop and you don't stop. Hip hop and you don't stop. So we started this off already through Zoom, and those of you in the VIP get a chance to get the behind the scenes of what we just did recently. And those of you on Facebook Live, thank you for watching. But when it's all said and done, this is one of the Unified Martial Arts Network OGs. This gentleman competed in the first event, came all the way from Pennsylvania, and it's highly appreciated. But he does something that's unique. So I want to start this off a little backwards because usually I want to hear what was the inspiration, motivation, and desperation to start off in the martial arts. But before that, we're going to start off with a little candy, a caveat. You compete against yourself. And I know you said this. I apologize for being redundant, but you said it. What you're doing is, as a matter of fact, for those of you who see right there in my profile, I got you versus you. It says it right there, you versus you. And that's what this is all about. Sorry, what's up with those kicks? And you said Van Damme. And for what it was worth, man, people, when I started doing the jumping kick like that, and they started mentioning Van Damme, I'm like, bro, I did this 5 years before. Let's go to the videotape. You know, but it was the same thing.
That is so true. That is so true.
So you said that your friend, you were sending him videos, and the videos that you were sending him, you wasn't happy about it because, of course, we always want to get better and better at best. And he said, why don't you share it with Facebook? He's saying, face what? What the heck is that about, right? and then because, again, this guy has so many videos, and what I love about it is that literally people could only dream of doing one of those kicks at any age, let alone getting older. But what makes you keep going?
Actually, seeing other people perform. I always get motivated too by watching my teacher's old forms when he do kata. That also is inspiration for me. You know, I think about him all the time because I never saw him not be perfect. It's hard to say that, but I never saw him not be perfect when he performed and when he taught class.
High standards. There was a different breed of people that had honor in bowing. Every move had to be done at the highest level of quality. Otherwise, that would be a problem. That's standards. All right, so we might as well start with that. What was your inspiration, desperation, and motivation in martial arts? What year was it when you actually got a chance to do it, and then the style and so on and so forth?
Yeah, I want to say it was mid-'80s. I got started all due to the fact I'm the only child in my family, and plain and simple, I was bullied. In grade school, I would always fight back, so that made a difference, but people had family members. I didn't have it. It was only me. So
no backup.
My mother had a friend named Anima who told her about this guy, which is Grandmaster Kevin Thompson. We call him Asatita. Let me call him Asatita. That's what we call him. And she took me to his dojo at the time, and that was it. That was my introduction into martial arts. I saw guys on the hardwood floor, because you remember how the floors were back then. It was no padded floors how they have now. Hardwood. The dojo was, oh my God, cold. But it would heat up with our body heat. You'll see a real dojo, you see the windows fog. Oh my God, yes.
Oh,
But
for
yeah,
whatever it's worth, excuse me for interjecting, for whatever it's worth, you see where I work out, right in the hallway of the Boogie Down Bronx, baby. And I
yeah,
did that back in the 80s. I was locking, popping, booging, and breaking, do the same thing with freaking martial arts to this very day, keeping 100% real. When it comes down to it, you don't make excuses, you make moves. You just make things happen. That's it.
We used to call that basement martial arts.
Yeah, that's well, you always end up there, rooftop, around the block, basement, and then you go to
Right?
freaking YMCA, PAL, or Madison Square Garden. Make me no difference.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, and the style at the time we called it because he comes from I can never say his title that well. So Grandmaster Kareem Abdullah. At the time, we knew him as Kareem Allah, and the style at the time was called the standard style straight. You're standing in a standard style straight fighting position where your arms and body are straight at a 45-degree angle. That's what he taught me in the beginning, and I trained with him for many years. All the way up until I want to say advanced green belt, and then I think I was like around 19, and then I started college. That year, me starting Essex County College, I tore the meniscus in my right knee.
Oh, wow, wait, hold on one second. Essex County College, that's where he had his first tournament. That's where you see me, Crazy Legs, Mr. Wiggles.
I was there.
Wow.
Billy Blanks was there.
Everybody
There
was.
a lot of people there.
Yeah, so it was, and again, we digress for a second, but the reason I'm saying this is because literally, what people call Asatita, KA, Kevin, bro, you call him whatever you want. I call him my boy. That guy was my boy. Him and I roomed together in 1985 when we went to Canada.
Wow.
1985. Now, he hadn't competed out the city, out the country, or went that far. We took People's Express Airline, him, myself, and Tony Morrison. And we took People's Express Airline where you paid on the plane. You paid for your freaking airline on the plane. Yeah,
Really?
yes.
I didn't know you do that.
That's what it was back in the day. It's crazy. It was wild. And we got to the border, and I didn't know who I was with because this guy that asked for ID, I had no ID. This guy named Tony Morrison, his name was Emil Pottinger. I'm like, why? Who the hell is Emil Pottinger? And he's Jamaican. And he showed this ID of him with an afro. He had no hair. Like, what the hell, Tony? Like, I was confused, right? And then I see, and then KA, his name wasn't KA. His name wasn't Eighth Wonder. It wasn't Asatita. It wasn't even Kevin Thompson. It was Kevin Brown. I'm like, what the heck?
Yeah.
I don't even know who I'm walking with. You know, and it's interesting because literally they sent me back home because I had no ID. You know, in New York, we never walked around with no ID. It's crazy. And then Morrison happened to be Jamaican, so he says they'll let you into Canada, but they're not going to let you back into the country in the United States. They'll send you back to Jamaica, so you make a decision here. So he turned at the border, and K, as I call him, he went in, and then we met. I went home. Got my ID.
Oh, man.
Took the train, the bus. We took the bus, and then I took the train to the plane to the bus to go back, and took the train to the plane to the bus. Man, nothing was stopping me, and I went.
I hear you.
I went. So that tenacity is something that's consistent. You are all the time in the gym, fighting against this bag, throwing kicks and punches, and I can appreciate that. I honestly, you know, I'm not wearing the hat right now, but if I had one, I could take my hat off to you because that's not talking about it. That's doing it. And you know what? I'm going to have to apologize for a second, guys, because I noticed that I don't have this computer plugged in, and I want to make sure that we don't die. So please bear with me. I'm live on Facebook still talking as you're there, and I can edit it there. So I'm just going to grab this wire. Guys, I'm doing this because literally there's so many people who've sacrificed to get to events, and they're martial artists, and they have stories. and a lot of people just never get a chance to hear their stories. And I am not anti anybody, but I am what I consider pro. And what I mean by pro is this. I want people to go pro. Go pro to me means go professional. And if I can help people do that, that means that the industry itself increases. So that's the reason why I'm doing these interviews, that they deserve it. All right, sir. So now you're 19 years old. You're in college. You had an injury, meniscus. I believe that's the knee.
Right. And I was fortunate because back then they used to take the cartilage out and then sew you back up. So I was fortunate they were able to repair it. That's what the doctor told me. He was able to mend it back together. I had to go through therapy. And at this time, up in Union, New Jersey, because that's where I was staying, going to Irvington High, go figure. No, what I'm talking about, I wasn't in no Irvington High. I was going to Essex County College.
Right.
So, so I lived in Union, right around the borderline of Irvington, and I saw a Taekwondo demonstration. Some of them raised, and I fell in love with Taekwondo from then on. So I would visit his dojo. Now it's a different terminology. They call
Dojang.
Taekwondo dojang
Right.
instead of dojo. So I would visit his dojang with crutches, and he would give me exercises to strengthen my knee. Mainly squats.
Physiotherapy.
Horse stand squats against the wall. While they duck walked around the dojang. And I stayed, make a long story short, when I got better, he started teaching me Taekwondo. I noticed, too, the difference with Taekwondo, the kicking methods. It was different versions of a roundhouse kick where, in my karate style, we maybe had one or two kicks. In Taekwondo is many ways to throw a roundhouse kick. And I stayed with him, make a long story short, all the way up until black belt. And I pushed myself in Taekwondo from then on until I met. I had a lot of instructors. Oh my God! I met you. I know you remember Rick the Brick Mayers.
Yeah, I just put a video of him and I fighting back in 1985, along with.
You fought Rick? Oh man, I didn't know that.
Oh yeah. So that day I fought Rick the Brick Mayer. I fought Andre Richardson. I fought Disco Dave Thomas, and I fought one of my mentors, Louis Bad Boy Ruiz, and that was 1985. And Time Up the Last Dragon is there too. He's in the wake of the cameras. You know what? It might have been late '84. It's between '84 and '85. I was 18 or 19. Yeah, but it's on video. It's on Facebook. I'll tag you. People watch that.
You're not going to remember the first time I met you. You was with Timac in Harlem performing. Y'all was sparring because y'all was a team. Y'all was sparring. Shaquille came there with his students and we performed kata. I think I did an empty hand kata and I did a screamer kata. That
was part of Harlem Week. So what happened there?
That's the first time I met you in Timac.
Yeah, the interesting part is that day it was inside of a ring right in 125th Street in the middle of Harlem Week. The person that right after that, we went over to a gentleman by the name of, oh my God, I'm going blank on his name. Holy smokes. He wrote, I Believe the Children of Our Future. Oh my God. I can't believe it. Anyway, we went over to his house in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And, oh my God, how am I forgetting? I can't believe it. Normally I'm on the money, but you know what? The last few days I'm on 4 hours sleep right now. And yesterday I had 4 hours too. So my brain, yeah.
I'm right, brother. I'm right there with you. I know how you feel. I'm right there with you.
Anyway,
that was a long time
It,
ago.
yeah,
I was
but
a teenager.
wow.
I was a teenager.
Anyway, so
That
that
was a long time ago.
okay.
But that's how I remember you. I was like, oh my God, look at this guy beat. I saw Tomac as I started taking nothing away from him because I saw how good he was at sparring. But I was so amazed at your kicking ability, man. It was that was amazing. Other than Superfoot Wallace, that was amazing, man. I
well,
was so amazed.
I
But yeah,
appreciate that.
getting back to where I left off. Yeah, so when I started bouncing, which I'm grateful for Brick because working with him, that allowed me to. At that time, I'm starting to have kids now, and I'm married, so that helped me to pay my bills and buy fitty diapers. So I'm grateful for that. But he also had a rule where you had to train with him. So I also took lessons under him as well. He really got me better with my hands, and at that time too, he loved to use me because he was competing in hard points at the time that Kareem
Yeah.
Allah was promoting.
Hard point is really full contact karate or kickboxing.
Right, exactly. So yeah, so that, oh my God, so many instructors, man. I almost forgot about that, but shout out to Green School of Martial Arts. That's where Brick teach out of. That's family too.
Oh, you
That's
said Green, so that's rest in peace to Theodore and also Tamir, who's a Mayor Green.
Yeah, Mayor Green, Ted Green.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's a very good friend of mine. His dojo is always open to me. Always open.
Hey, the father and I had a great conversation one time, and this is one of the secrets that people just don't realize that Theodore Ted Green, Tamir's father, was from Ponce, Puerto Rico.
I didn't know that.
That's right,
Oh,
baby.
wow.
Just so you know.
Wow.
So there is
Okay.
that's Afro Puerto Ricans there.
Okay.
Well,
Nice. That's something I never knew. I'm shocked. I never knew that.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
Yeah.
That is good to know.
For whatever it's worth, But
Yeah.
so now you've had this journey, and how about competition? Did you do much competition? Because going to Harlem as a teenager must have been like a wow. You see the Last Dragon, you see your instructor and all these different martial artists in the ring. But
So yeah, I have competed in point fighting around the time I was a red belt in Taekwondo. I would compete in both Olympic style sparring, which you probably familiar with too. I didn't do too well in that. That's a very hard style because you really have to make impact in order to get scored. But point fighting, I would do good. I competed in Green's tournament, Tamir Green's tournament. I competed locally. I could also competed in who else? Grandmaster Eugene Floyd. I competed in a few of his tournaments. Everything that was mostly local, I competed in. I couldn't really travel. The only tournament I traveled in once was the one I told you about in Manhattan. I traveled there. I went there. I think I'm going to see Chuck Norris. It still was a lot. Actually, Tomac competed, and his teacher, they were fighting.
Van Cleef.
His teacher was knocking people out.
Van Cleef.
Yep. He was knocking people out. I was like, oh my God, I didn't know you could do this. And I believe you really couldn't, but I think he got more leeway because he was a star there. So, yeah, he actually I saw him knock somebody out in his match. At that tournament, I think I got second. I think I got second place that one year.
Do you remember what venue it was? What was the actual building?
It was Manhattan College.
Gotcha. The BMCC, Borough Manhattan College, down near the Village.
Right.
Not too far from the World Trade Center.
Not in I believe it's not in Manhattan. I thought it was in Manhattan, but it's not in Manhattan.
Okay. So, all right. So now let's fast forward to now. You're a father of 5, and you're a martial arts enthusiast. You're training and teaching. I say agreeing. So what happens after that? That you're in your early 20s, I would assume, or mid 20s.
So late towards the end, I want to say I went back to my son Benem. He gave me, because the school was closing out, so he promoted me to second. And at this time, I started getting into teaching, and I studied not too far from Grandmaster Shem School. I was studying at Rexplex, and then the guy offered me a job to teach Taekwondo there, and then I began teaching. And I
Oh, the way
also
the
too,
Rex Place, that's Elizabeth, New Jersey. Shim's also. I had a school in Elizabeth on Elizabeth Avenue, believe it or not,
right,
between Tommy and Jerry's hot
by
dogs.
IKEA, by IKEA. It was by IKEA.
Yeah, yeah.
So I started teaching there. I have a picture of me with a nice afro, and I'm doing a split between two chairs. Yeah, so yeah, I was teaching at that time, and I also they used to have fight night uh, in Plainfield. Uh, a guy who also was partner with Eddie Rowland, the guy who offered me a job teaching there, Taekwondo. Him and Dan would promote MMA fights, and I also competed in that. I didn't I didn't have the grappling experience, but it was an experience. I did pretty good, but I lost to an armbar, unfortunately. So I also competed in MMA. That was something I wanted to go back to, but at my age, at 53, I stick with point fighting.
Yeah, well, but that's the thing there again. So now, presently, what's your situation in terms of again? What makes you? I believe you went from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, so you
Right,
relocated,
right.
right? So that's not, and I don't think that's too long ago. What, within the last 2 years or so?
No, I moved to PA. I'm on my 7th year
Okay,
here. Yeah.
okay.
So, oh yeah, oh my God, I'm leaving so many hosts. So I got to try to bring it back to where I wind up at Shaquille, back with Asatita. So, big shout out to Shion Gomez. He was watching me on Facebook, exercising and calling out, giving praise to Asatita. And at this time, he reached out to me through Messenger, telling me that Asatita wanted to meet me. And I met up with him the following week, and we talked. Thank God, this is touching because he was able to talk then. Because you know what he went through with the ALS.
Yeah.
And he reached out to me. He told me he wanted to promote me to black belt, even though I was already a black belt in Taekwondo. Well, a second dan in Taekwondo. And he was, at this time, I have already been teaching aerobics, uh, teaching my version of Taekwondo karate, and he reached out to me. He heard all the great things because he also knew of me teaching after school. I was teaching after school programs in New York too. He heard about all of that stuff, and he said he wanted to promote me on the fact that I stayed with the art and I still remember a lot of the stuff. And that night I received my first degree black belt, and which his style is called American Karate Do. So I became a black belt under him, and I started back training at the dojo from that point on. And then at one of the dinners at the end of the year, he promoted me to second. And it's funny because somebody told me he wanted to give you the second because he never wanted to see you wear that second degree black belt in the school, which I never did. I always wore the rank he gave me. And then one of the he's now a professor now, but he reached out to me, Kendrick Gray, and told me that Asatita wants you to test for your third degree. So now I'm nervous because I gotta learn everything about this style. I gotta learn mainly almost all the katas, all the weapons, which changed a little bit, not that much, but I had to learn everything all over again because I didn't know what was going to be presented to me during the test. But then towards the testing, we did get confirmation what we were going to be performing. So my third, I tested. I went, and if you know,
I can imagine how many push-ups and sit-ups and how that must have been crazy. What?
2,500 jumping jacks to start.
Wow.
And he doesn't play. He doesn't play. And at this time, I'm like 45 years old. I'm 53 now. But yeah, so
you went full circle. You went full circle where you started and came right back. That's incredible.
I'm glad I finished something I started because he always advocate that. If you know Kevin Asatita, he always advocate that finish what you start, and I'm glad he allowed me to do that. I'm glad he allowed me to do that. So getting back to competing, I competed at local tournaments mainly. That's what I competed, and I got first place. I can't remember this one guy name that I got first place at. It was in Springfield, New Jersey. He gave a tournament at a hotel. I competed, got first place in that. I know I'm jumping all over.
No, that's fine because realistically, if you haven't thought about it, if you haven't thought about it in a while, I mean, I'm forgetting the name of a freaking guy that my God, I can't believe this.
Yeah, but it sucks getting a little older. But the last time I competed, I did pretty good. I competed in Jack Star's tournament.
George Benson.
Huh?
The guy's name is George Benson. He's the one that wrote the
I know. Okay, yeah.
Jesus Christ, I can't believe. There's a picture of me, Mike Tyson, and George Benson, and Time Mark, the Last Dragon's mother, and I can't believe I forgot. George Benson was there that day. And then from there, we went over to his house in Fort Lee, New Jersey. And he was telling stories about Luther Vandross and a whole bunch of people. And which is crazy. Luther Vandross is from the...
He plays the guitar, yo.
Yeah, right. But he also wrote...
He's a martial artist, you're right.
He was one of Van Cleef's students and also Joe's Orange. But so he we actually saw this documentary of Bruce Lee that I saw it many, many years. His place was the first time that I saw it when it says, be like water and get into that whole thing about. Anyway, I apologize, but that was driving me crazy. I'm forgetting the guy's name.
No. Oh, wow, you met George Benson.
No, he was there that day watching everyone perform. He was in the audience in Harlem.
Oh, my God.
And then from there we went to his house.
Oh, my God. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
We don't know who's watching, man. We don't never know who's in the audience sometimes. Realistically.
Yeah, that is true. That is so true. But yeah, Jack Dart, that was the last tournament I competed before yours.
Hey, now Jack Dart, you went. That's Virginia. Well, that's in Virginia. You went all the way down to
old school.
That's Virginia Beach. You went all the way to Virginia Beach.
Yeah. It's a big difference driving in your 50s and then getting out and competing. I drove all the way there. CJ rode with me. I drove all the way there and back. Let me tell you something. I couldn't wait to get back. I was like...
That's not easy.
Your tournament is a lot easier to get to. All I had to do is make it to Jersey, park my car, hop on the pad.
All right.
Catch some subs.
Let's talk about that for a second. When you found out... Oh, wait, I shouldn't say that. I remember seeing you at probably definitely the biggest memorial that I've ever seen when somebody has transcended.
Yeah.
That was crazy. To be there was like the who's who. I've never seen anything like that. When Azatita passed away, I know he was happy as heck. You know, that spirit must have been shining bright.
Yeah. Yeah. He put up with, out of all the fights in his life, that was his greatest fight. That was his greatest fight.
Yeah, but he did it in style. He did it in style. He did it with a smile.
Yes. Yes.
That was crazy. I would see him, and you know, we had so much history, so all we did was laugh. You know me, if I'm around the place, guys, I'm sorry. 9 out of 10 times, I'm snapping. I'm snapping on my stuff, snapping at everybody. I'm making sure that we're having a good time because to me, life was always difficult for me. So when I had a chance to go to karate tournaments, you know, I was a father at 17. You know, that was rough. You know, and then you're having 4 kids after that. So when I went to tournaments, that's when I was hanging out. I was just having a good time. And people used to get upset at me, but not tell me anything. But they couldn't understand why was I so happy. Man, I'm grateful to be here. You know, I love martial arts, and I get a chance to do this. When I go home, I have to go deal with honey do this and honey do that. There's a honeydew list, you know.
Yeah.
But so when you heard about the tournament, 40+ tournament, UMAN OG. Get a chance to do it all over again. I mean, literally, we only had 3 months to promote the tournament, and you came all the way from Pennsylvania. What the heck was that about?
I said I have to help this. I mean, not help it, but be a part of this because
but it is help. No, it is help. When you do your part, you are helping. There's no question about it. I mean, let's keep it real. If your intention is to help to the point where you're willing to do your part, that's why I say us one. I'm not the tournament. I'm not the tournament circuit, man. I'm just the person that the creator gave the idea to, and the rest of us is as important. We all, from the spectator to the competitor, everybody.
And not just the modern tournaments. Now, you're bringing back what I'm used to. You know, what I see out there is not the same. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Everybody fights the same way. Back in the day, you saw different styles. You actually saw different styles of fighting. You don't see that now in the circuit that's out there, you know.
It's a sport now, and in the sport, they all dribble about the same. They do the same layup, the same fake, and the reposition. No, man. Styles were dangerous because you fight somebody from Kung Fu, you didn't know what they were going to do. They would jump on your neck and bite you in the neck. You don't know.
Exactly.
And then Taekwondo.
I saw that the day of the tournament. I said, oh my God, it's so amazing. All the legends, that's another thing. People that I haven't seen in years, I got to see them, and they still out there performing. Still out there looking good. Oh my God.
And I believe that it's not a cliche, guys, believe me. The best is yet to come because we taken action on it. The reason why martial arts tournaments aren't the same is because there's not the leadership that knows better. So I had an option. I can either educate the motivated, which meaning these kids nowadays, or I could motivate the educated who don't exist or around the circle no more. And I've said, you know what? Let me focus on, it's going to sound funny. Let me talk to the grown people.
Right.
Let me talk to the grown people and inspire them to come out. When I saw Jesse Harris come out and compete,
yes,
that was phenomenal to me, you know?
Yeah.
And then he did a jumping spinning hook to the ankle. You know, that was crazy. You know, even Trent Norman being there. Of course, when Tokyo Hill came in, we had a ball. So I'm looking forward to the next event, and I appreciate you, registered already. And all I want to do is show my gratitude to the people who participate because, yes, it is helping. No question about it. What you said there was exactly proper terminology. It's helping because all of us, if everyone does their part, man, the magic that can be done.
Yes.
But people get caught up in nonsense. And I don't, listen, I'm not one, I'm sorry, man. Life is too short for me to waste my time on nonsense. That I'm too busy looking good, Gotta bring Jim Kelly to it. You know what I mean? And laughing. Hey, so on another note, and this is on a personal note, if you don't mind me sharing, you came all the way to the village about a few months ago, almost a year ago, and worked out with us.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I had a lesson in blitzing, how to blitz and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah.
And the footwork and the circle drill.
That was awesome. That was awesome, man. I need to get more into that. I definitely need to. I think that will help me out too, especially coming off the line.
Listen, sniperfight.com, you're going to have access to that. Again, sniperfight.com,
Right.
I have 11 hours of information there. If somebody's never trained a day in their life, if they go there and they follow, because it's movement that we've done in basketball and baseball and football. You know, it's movement that we're used to doing. So it's applicable. So when I heard about sport karate, the concept, I said, then we should be using sports, plural, in the fighting. So if you're playing basketball, you shake and bake, baby.
Right.
Fake reposition, get behind the angles, do a finger roll. That's a back fist. You know what I'm saying? So those are the concepts that I believe in. But that's why, if you notice, we did the circle drill.
Mm-hmm.
Circle this way, circle that way. I remember you said, wait, my legs.
And you did something like a hopscotch too. That was amazing. Yeah, I tried to replicate that when I came back to the gym the next day. Oh my God, I like that. I like that.
Well, I appreciate it. But again, that's the information that I'm going to do a live webinar that's going to be for all the participants. And literally, thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Some will be here on location. Some will be, it'll be recorded. I think I can help a lot of people become better at what they done because I was fortunate enough to go, different levels of martial arts and competition, national, international. But I think that a lot of times people train hard, but the formula that they're training with is not going to be successful. It's like if you're trying to, like you mentioned, Taekwondo, if you're trying to do point karate when you're supposed to be doing full contact Hogo, at least I should say used to, because now it's a different world. I stand corrected. Now they even switch that thing up.
Yeah.
But it used to be where you had to make impact. It had to be,
Exactly.
And that impact, props to her Perez, being, and Arlene Limas both being gold medalists and friends of mine. And I interviewed them both for what it was worth. But it's a different world.
Perez is a legend.
Yeah.
And he speaks full Korean.
Yeah.
I was impressed.
And he's another Puerto Rican.
Yeah.
Right? But this Puerto Rican looks like a white guy that speaks Korean and Spanish too. What the hell? He's an attorney. And he has multiple schools. Yeah. So, it's important because I believe that, we're all versatile. Now, for those of you who are watching, guys, I apologize. This interview has been slightly different from others because this gentleman, I appreciate a lot of things that he does. I'm not sure if
And that's another thing I appreciate you doing too, doing this. This means a lot, man. This means a lot. We all deserve all the competitors to have a voice. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, it's my pleasure, and I apologize. Hopefully we got enough content over here. At 1 o'clock, I'm supposed to do a second one, so that's Rocky Rachel trying to make sure that she's going to try.
And I apologize the chronological order, man.
No.
I'm bigger than I don't want to stop and be paused and try to dig.
No, it'll be fixed.
53, oh my God.
Guys, let me tell you, my AI posse will organize it accordingly, and today you're going to be able to get, at the very least, a map of your personal history. Now, I don't know if it's going to show you, I don't know if it's going to show your Afro wig that I don't know if you still have the Afro wig, but but it's going to give you, you'll be happy with it. And if we have to do another one, we'll do another one too. I have no problem. See, this to me is my opportunity to show the gratitude for the people who support the things that we do. And I think it's very important that people understand that, for me, I do not take it lightly. I know the trials and tribulations that it takes to come from Pennsylvania all the way to the Boogie Down Bronx. And when people come, I want to make sure that they know that it's highly appreciated. And yes, it is help. And I thank you for that help because us, all of us are one. We are made from the Creator, and the Creator is one, and one is everything, and I believe that. You know?
Me too.
Any last parting words or shout outs that you want to do? Now, I know when it's finished, you're going to be like, oh man, I forgot this and I forgot that.
No, first of all, I want to shout out the Shaco Warriors. Shout out the new Asatita, Kevin Thompson. He's doing an awesome job. I do plan to come back. It's been a little hectic lately with work and, of course, the snow. Also, too, I like to shout out all the Jersey martial artists, especially the Turtle System, the Goshi Shan System. If I missed some, I apologize. A big shout out to Mayor Ted Green, a.k.a. Tamir.
Right, right.
Rick the Brick. And shout out to AOBK. Shout out to Master CJ. Shout out to Bowling. Shout out to Bigfoot A-Train, who I'm now under in Taekwondo. He promoted me to a 6th degree. I'm grateful for that. And I'm also grateful to Grandmaster Jerry Fast Beat Fontanez.
Thanks. Thank you very much. All right, so guys, again, we had Wazir L right here representing, again, that's Miles Contagious, us one. And realistically, I want to say from the bottom of my heart, I believe the best is yet to come. I'm looking forward to giving away the grand championships to some people who are training really hard, because I know that this next event is going to be smoking. Well, on that note,
on some stuff. Hopefully it translates.
Yeah. Well, on that note, all I need for you to say, when I say AB, you say see ya. AB,
See ya.
we out of here. Thank you very much. God bless.